Hello, everyone. It is a beautiful Tuesday morning in Pennsylvania. It is the 17th. I'm very excited to bring you this show because if I felt any better, you wouldn't even begin to believe it. I'm going to tell some stories about myself today. That's going to be it's story time with me, Franco. The last episode was pretty good. It was received very well, and we finally eclipsed on Spotify only. Well, that was after 17, but I forgot to say it. We have over 500 listens, downloads, whatever, on Spotify. Now we have like 700 or something like that with all like the other things, YouTube, Google Play, uh, Apple. Yeah, the big one, Apple. But Spotify alone, which is what this show was on for the first few, I don't know how many, like six maybe, first six episodes. You can find them all on Apple now, but the first like six or so were just Spotify only. And just wanted to take this moment, the intro sequence, to send a thank you to anyone's way that has ever listened to the show, told anyone to listen to the show, shared it, um, or even came up to me in public and said that they thought it was good. That happened a few times, and that feels good. This is like my out loud journal. This isn't my act. This isn't my. I want to do this to be a big podcast star. This isn't any of that. This is just me rambling out loud, and it's crazy to me that you guys actually listen to this, but I'm very appreciative of it. So today's show is going to be fantastic. Remember to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at francosmoto_ and tell your friends about the show so it can grow. And I'm very excited to bring you this block of entertainment. I hope you enjoy it just as much as I enjoyed making it. All right, so the first story I'm going to tell is how I paid for this podcast. How did I start this podcast? How did I get all the equipment? How did I do all of that? Well, I have talked about making picks on this show before. I have talked about gambling on this show before. And let's just say, well, not let's just say, okay, I paid for this show by gambling winnings. I cashed out, had a little bankroll, cashed it out, bought the podcast stuff, bought the subscription package for the hosting site so it could be released everywhere. And I think that's just a pretty cool background story that gambling winnings paid for this show. I mean, you have guys like Pat McAfee who have a story like that. I'm not comparing myself, even though we're both West Virginia guys. Um, he won some money in a poker game and then flew down for a kicking competition in Florida. And Tony Gibson was down there, West Virginia coach, and said, "All right, all right, all right, let's get it popping." Then old Pat McAfee's in Morgantown racing around on a moped is a living legend. I remember watching him play so many times growing up, and he would make the kick, and they would play like the SpongeBob clip, "Nice one, Patrick." That guy was awesome. And that's just a cool origin story for him, similar to mine. I mean, we hit big on some baseball games early in the season, and in March and April before information got out, and I knew information about guys, and it nailed, and it worked, and we cashed it out, and we bought the equipment, and we bought the subscription package. And I don't know. That's just cool to me. You don't really, like a lot of people, I worked really hard and I paid for it. Or I had a bunch of money saved up from my childhood, or I got a bunch of money from my bar mitzvah and I'm still living off that somehow. And I paid for it. Me, I gambled, won, bought it because I wanted to. Did it, wanted to, done. So that's how I paid for the show, in case anyone was wondering. It's not like this is high level equipment stuff. Didn't pay a ton for it, but I did anyway. I also just wanted to do the show because I wanted to get more comfortable with long form. Doing 30 minutes once a week has really helped me out on stage as well, because I feel like I can go off the beaten path of like a joke. Say if I can tell it's not working, I can easily transition, not easily, but I can somehow seamlessly transition into something else and make the audience feel like everything is okay, like I'm not panicking in my brain and switching to something. It's not like that now. So this has been very helpful for me. My Out Loud Journal has been very beneficial for me. Another story that I'm going to tell, and then what else? Oh yeah, I'm going to work out some material, but not real material, and you're not going to know it's material, but you might. but I'm gonna work some stuff out in the show today. That's kind of gonna be how it goes. Is just a little story time in the beginning, a little fireside chat. The other story I'd like to tell is the story of how I that well not I the school West Virginia University thought I was an athlete for 3 years. I'd say 2.5 maybe, but the school thought I was an athlete. How? Well, I'll tell you. So it's coming down to the end of one semester, and you got to change advisors. I changed my major like 3 times. That part of the reason why I had to stay an extra semester. I changed. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I finally figured something out. Before I made the final switch, they sent me to this advisor. I forgot his name and protect the names of. I believe in anonymity, and if I even remembered this name, I wouldn't even say it. Um, I'm like, okay, where's this guy's office? And it says the Coliseum East something. I'm like, well, why is my advisor in the basketball arena? This is very weird for me. So I show up and I'm walking into the athletes only academic section of the basketball arena, and I'm just getting like these weird looks. I had a West Virginia Nike backpack, but it wasn't the one that like the athletes wore. I just had it from I bought it before I went to school there. And so they're like, maybe he was like an older athlete. They're like, well, this kid he's not muscular though. Like maybe we don't have a cross country team. What does this guy do? The athletes are just get the strangest of all faces. I'm getting the weirdest looks in history. And I'm walking into the athletes only academic advising building. And I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit scared. I want to act like I've been there before. That's the thing for me in any situation, though. Like, I get really stressed out. But say, like, if I'm walking around downtown Philly or something like that, and it's like, I want to act like I've been there before. So, one, I don't get, not picked on, but I don't want to be like somebody coming up to me, like, trying to scam me. Like, I want to look like, oh, he's a local. He knows the scams. Let's not get after him. That's kind of a weird thing I have in my brain. I don't like to I like to act like I've been there is what I'm trying to get at. Like, I've only been to New York a couple times, but that's another thing. That's a whole nother can of worms. Like, I feel like they can try to scam anyone, but me, headphones in, walk with pace, walk with tempo. My God, if you walk slow, I don't have like I might just carry around a bike horn with me and just like every time somebody walks slow in front of me, like I'm a car, like I'm a real person. But put the headphones in, walk at a brisk pace, get to where you're gonna go. Don't veer off. Don't look at anyone else. Just keep your head straight forward. Keep your eyes forward. Don't stare. Don't stare at the back of the person's head in front of you, because I can feel when people are staring at me, and I feel like other people can feel when people are staring at them too. So maybe just like look at like the street sign in the corner of the block and like just move on to the next one. It's like when you're on a boat and you don't want to be seasick, so you just look at where the sun or where like the water meets the sky. You look at the horizon. Maybe just do that when you're walking in New York. Just like have some sort of brisk pace. Don't stare at anyone. Headphones in. Don't get scammed. Don't look like an idiot. Bingo. But I like to look like I've been there before. So I'm in the academic advising building. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't belong here. I go up to the front desk. Oh, hi, my name's Franco. I'm here for an advising meeting. Okay, sweetie. Well, he's busy right now, and he'll be with you in a minute. So just have a seat. Okay, thank you. Finally, the guy comes out, and he's like, "Okay, let's get down to business." He doesn't even take me into his office. So here I am in the middle of this round table, in the middle of the academic advising center. People walking all around. My grades and all of my information is out on the table for everyone to see. Hello, where's the confidentiality we talked about earlier? Come on. And he's like, okay, here's the deal. Since you're in the athletes advising thing, we're going to hook you up. You get early pick of classes. And I did. I got early picks of classes for like 2.5 semesters. They thought I was an athlete, so I got the pick before everyone else did. It was awesome. And he's weighing out my options. He's like, okay, you could take this class or you could take this class. However, I always tell my athletes, my football guys especially, that this class is easier and it looks the same, but no one really knows about it. So take this one instead. So there was like two classes in my transcript that were like cakewalks, but they counted for something out of some loophole. And he told me about them. He's like, yeah, I tell my athletes about them. It's probably like nutrition or something like that. And it counted for some sort of science. But I took geology, so I don't know what it is, but I do know I took some easier classes than I had to have because he hooked me up with the deal. I didn't know about it. The art of the deal. He read it. And the he questioned me one time. It was our very first meeting. He looks at me and he's like, "So what sport do you play?" And my heart sunk. He's like, "So what sport do you play?" And I'm like, what does it say I play?" And he was like, "Well, it doesn't say you play anything." So it had me confused. I'm like, "Well, maybe I look like a soccer guy." He's like, "Hey," he started laughing. He's like, "Hey, yeah." He's like, "That's weird that you're on my sheet. I got to get this figured out." And I'm like thinking to myself, like, "Please don't. I really want this hookup. Like, don't. I really want these classes. Please do not do this." So we couldn't get our meeting finalized because he wasn't by a computer. So he's like, "Okay, tomorrow meet me at the football field or the football stadium, like in the players area or whatever it is." So I gotta go there. I gotta go through like this gate and they tell them I'm there to meet with an advisor. And they let me through. And then luckily, my friend, she worked at the front desk. She worked at the front door at the football facility. So that's how I got through that. I didn't have to have a key card to get in. I was like, "Hey, something weird's going on. I need in the academic thing. Can you let me in?" She was like, "Yeah, sure." So if you just know someone at the front desk of the Mountaineer football facility, I feel like you can just get in. It's all about who you know, folks. And then I go in there and I'm walking around and I ask like one of the graduate assistant coaches. I'm like, "Hey, I'm looking for the advisor," and he's like, "Oh, okay." Like I'm walking through here, football guys I'm seeing play on Saturdays, like big dudes. They are giving me the weirdest looks. They're like, "Is this kid a recruit? Is it?" Because I don't look like I look young, and at the time I definitely looked younger. I probably couldn't even grow any sort of facial hair. I looked young. And I'm walking in there, scared as all can be. And he's sitting at the thing and he's like, "Hey, Franklin, how's it going?" And I feel more at ease. And he's like, uh, "This actually isn't a good time. Can you meet me at my other office in just the regular advising building?" And I'm like, "Yes, please get me out of here." So that's about it on the story about the time I was an athlete for 2.5 years at the school. I got hookups with easier classes. I got to pick my classes before everyone else did, and I got to go in the athlete advising centers and the basketball and football facilities. It's a pretty weird story. It's a pretty unique story, but I'm a pretty weird and unique guy. I just figured I'd share that with you because I don't think I've told that one yet. And I thought it would be a good one to talk about. So when I get back, I don't know what we're going to talk about. I think I'm going to work out some material. I'm not going to give away any gambling picks. You know why? I got absolutely killed last week. I cashed out from the first 2 weeks of the season because I did really well, and then I had a little bit of bankroll left. That bankroll is gone, and now it's like rebuild. Like I'm boarding up windows. I need FEMA to come in. I need the tents. I need to rebuild. It's bad. I got wiped out. All right. So I'll see you in a second, and we'll have some fun when I get back. So I've been watching a lot of live concert videos from different artists. I don't know, other people's artistry sort of inspires me. And I've been on a not a rock star kick, but just like any sort of artist that I find interesting. I'll watch live performances of them. And here's something that I don't think is said enough. If you're like filming the concert and your seats are behind the stage somehow, maybe don't put it all on your Instagram story. Okay? I don't like it when people do that in general. If they're sitting front row and, Shakira is shaking their hand while she's shaking her hips, I don't care if you're doing that on Snapchat or Instagram story or whatever. But if you're sitting behind the stage, behind it, why are you even pulling your phone out? You should just be sitting there and be thankful that you are somehow even in the same building as the person performing, let alone sharing it for everyone to see. I don't care. No one cares at the concert yet. Here's the rule. Here's the rule. Here's the rule I'm making up, and here's what it's going to be. If you go to a concert, you are allowed to post. I'll give you. I'll give you three. I'll give you three. Here's what it is. You get a picture or a video of you before the show, you and your friends, or the stage, or something like that. So excited to see you, blah blah blah. I'll give you one video during. It's your favorite song. You got to pick one. You got to pick your favorite song. He or she is playing it. They're playing it. Forgot about the pronouns. They're playing it now. And you gotta. That's it. You filming that. Okay. And then maybe if they have an encore or a deep track, or it's post show. That's it. You get three. Choose wisely. Because I don't want to watch the whole set list. Okay? If they film the live performance and put it on YouTube, I'll watch the live performance that way. I'm not going to watch, have to click through 20 Instagram stories to where your bubble at the top of the screen is the size of a microbe. I'm not watching that. That's a swipe. That's not even a click through. I'm not even going to click through your story. I'm going to swipe it and act like I never even saw it. Yeah, it's that serious. It's that serious that I'm going to swipe over your story. I'm not going to click it. Don't film it from the back. Dude, come on. Are the seats in the back of concerts free? I'm asking my guy. Are they free? No? Why do people do that then? Why do people watch a show from behind the stage? You guys want to know where I saw it? You guys want to know where I saw it? Fine. I was watching John Mayer videos again. I talked about him last week, and I was watching John Mayer videos again. I need someone to stop me. You get onto someone's artistry, and you get onto the way that they describe things, and it's interesting to you, and you want to hear more of it. And then you're watching live videos from people at concerts. So now my suggested, or my, what is it on Instagram? Explore. Now my Explore page is just JM everything. People covering his music, him doing interviews, him doing live shows. It's all just JM. And people are behind the stage. This happened the other night at the Forum in Los Angeles. People are behind the stage filming. Seats are behind the thing, behind his big screen, behind the drum set, behind the curtain, behind everything, and they're somehow watching. That don't make no sense to me at all. Don't make no sense. I didn't get it. And that's just me. I'm also getting tired of the Instagram Explore page. I think if I didn't have to have my phone as a form of communication, like if I could just have a Razr, a Motorola Razr, or a Nokia that like is like a brick with numbers on it. If I could have one of those and I didn't have to be tracked, if I didn't have to promote my show on social media with the phone, I would get rid of it. Because the other day I was at a mic and I told a joke about how, oh yeah, this doesn't work. I might just have to work for UPS. You guys are laughing, but it's got a great benefit package. Some stupid joke, probably didn't work. And the next like day or a couple days later, I'm not even on my Explore page. I'm scrolling through my feed. And I'm getting suggested ads. And what is it? A guy hauling packages in the snow for UPS. They're on to us. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I'm going to need it turned off. I'm going to need my phone turned off. I think it's starting to get to the point where I'm just starting to think about items and they're showing up for me. That Life Water, I never drank Life Water before with the weird graffiti on it that looks like some sort of mid-90s Say No to Drugs ad with the stick figures. It looks like that on the cover of it. Now I'm getting ad. Now I'm going to get ads for Say No to Drugs. But the Life Water, that tastes like garbage, by the way. Different water does have different tastes. Different water does have different tastes. The Life Water. And then the next day, I'm getting an ad for it. I just thought about it. I looked at it at the store. I didn't even buy it. I thought about it, and they're like, hey, you know what? Maybe this is for you. It's terrifying. They're in our brains. The government has implanted some sort of microchips, or this is a simulation. I'm convinced. But then I see things that I'm like, there's no way this is a simulation, or there's no way this isn't a simulation. Because I saw Sour Patch Kids cereal the other day. What does that taste like? Is it supposed to taste like the Sour Patch Kids? Because that's gonna make me sick. I'm supposed to put milk over that, almond milk. I'm supposed to put almond milk over that. No thanks, Tom Hanks. It's just, I don't understand the things that people do sometimes. And it's weird to me. I don't get what Sour Patch Kids is. It supposed to be sour. Is supposed to taste like the sweet part of the Sour Patch Kids after you. Either way, it's gross. Either way, it's gross. I can't believe y'all would put that in your bodies like that, man. It's unbelievable. Sour Patch Kids. Oh, ew. I don't even want to know what they would begin to taste like because I don't want to. I don't want to have because I don't want to have that memory taste. That what? That taste of something that you had before, and then like maybe you got sick, or maybe it's good. It's called taste aversion syndrome, but maybe yeah, it is actually. People don't think I know things, but it's called taste aversion syndrome, and it's like you don't want to have that. Like some people have it whenever they drink a bunch of like a certain type of liquor, and then they get sick, and then every time they smell it, they're like, oh god. I don't even want to have that taste aversion syndrome of the Sour Patch Kids cereal. It's nuts to me that I'm even putting those words in one sentence together. Unbelievable. Unbelievable that is. Where was I before I started talking about this? I'm having fun just going off the top of the dome. That's the thing about similar to music and similar to comedy, rap, whatever I feel like other artists have to freestyle too. Pop music maybe. But the thing about comedy is you get better by freestyling. Like sometimes I'll just like there's a trick and revealing tricks of the trade here. Not that I'm a real life comedian, but I'd like to be one. You write down the 10 things that you hate, and then you go off topic of that. It's like I'm out here just freestyling. Like it's off the top of the dome, and I'm trying to put like coherent arguments together. That's a whole nother thing. Coherent arguments that people are making on Twitter. People are trying to make whole arguments on social media. I'm not gonna. It's like they try to have a point, and then at the bottom of it, it says 1-6, and I got to read your whole thesis, your whole senior thesis about why we got to save the turtles when billionaire people are flying around in jets, nimbly bimbly from tree to tree, as if my plastic straw is doing more damage to Mother Earth than the jumbo jet is. Because that makes sense. I hope Twitter never hears this, but because they'll probably go through like the wave frequency of this show and hear the word Twitter, they'll somehow find it and not let this happen. But I am currently in the process of trying to fake being a journalist, or fake be a something that gets verified, because these fake verified people that are all over Twitter are bananas. So what I want to do is I want to be a fake verified person so I can, one, tweet at celebrities, because there's a function where only they get seen. They only see verified thing. And I want people to be like, how did this guy get verified? And I want to troll people. I hate trolling, but it's getting to the point where it might be a little bit funny to act like I'm like really up in arms about a meaningless topic and just die on some sort of ill. Like they find out that people are putting in addictive qualities in Hidden Valley Ranch, and so like people everywhere just be addicted to ranch, and I'm dying on the hill that like we need to get the kids off of the ranch, get the ranch out of schools. We need to get ranch out of schools. Separation of state and ranch. No, it's church and ranch. Get ranch out of the churches. I need armed guards in front of the grocery store because I can't take this Hidden Valley Ranch anymore. I might even have to go to the Hidden Valley Ranch myself and perform some sort of sting operation to see what they're putting into the concoction. I almost said drink ranch because that's how much people are obsessed with it. It's gross. I don't even eat ranch, but this is just me going off the dome. Remember in like 2008 when everybody, okay, so I'm going to do 2 more years here. I'm going to do 2 more years. So remember in 2008 when the joke, maybe '09, but the joke was bacon. That was the joke. It's like, oh, wrap bacon on it. Or people would just watch YouTube videos of people making something wrapped in bacon or adding bacon strips to something, and that was the joke. It's like, oh, I'm quirky. I like food. I like food. The same goes for 2014 whenever it's like, hey, I'm a real girl. I like pizza. They gave Jennifer Lawrence awards for saying that she liked pizza. Where's the pizza? That was the funniest. Yeah, most girls just walk into the party and they're like, but I'm like, where's the pizza? Oh my god, you like food? Oh my god, me too. I'm just saying. I actually like J-Lo, but I'm just making jokes. Jokes are jokes. There's a difference between saying something maliciously and saying something jokingly. However, 2008, bacon is not a joke. I don't eat bacon. The baseball team down the road from me is called the Iron Pigs. Everything they have is bacon themed or pig themed. Swine, a dirty animal. I wanted a hat because I wanted a hat from the city I lived in, and I found a hat with like the Liberty Bell on it with like iron, and so I bought that. So there's no pig references. There's no swine references on the gear. So we went over 2014 with the pizza. People are thinking like, oh, girls like pizza. That's so unique. We went over 2008. Oh, guys like bacon. That's so unique. Now let's go back to 2007. What happened in 2007? Well, 2007, everyone is wearing these loose-fitting jeans. They probably have a belt with like the tail on it. You know what I'm talking about? How people wear like those. They didn't have like the regular latching belts. It was just like two loops that you like intertwined the fabric through and pulled it, and then you let the one piece of fabric that was the pull end, you let that just hang down your pant leg, and that was supposed to be cool. You kind of look like a wide receiver with like a long swag rag, the long towel swag rag. And then they probably wore some sort of band or no, they wore skateboard shoes, Ep19 or Element, or that's the brands I know. Converse, but everyone has worn Converse forever in the history of time. And then there's a lot of black, a lot of black, a lot of black clothes, a lot of black shirt. They're just dark, loose fitting clothes was the mid 2000s. Early 2000s, it was. I still think that 2000s is the worst fashion decade in history. 2000 to 2010, I say, is a horrible decade in fashion. I'm just gonna go out there on a limb and say that because I look back at some looks from the 90s and I'm like, okay, I like it. 50s, 60s, I like a little bit. 70s, I'm not so much. 70s, not 80s, I can get down with. Now, I like now. Now is fine. Sometimes the new kids though, with this haircut where it's just shaved all around and then on top it's just like a bushel of hair. That makes no sense to me. It's always middle parted. I'm gonna get a dangle earring, by the way. I think it's cool. What was it? Okay, yeah, '07. And every guy, it's like they were just listening to Keen or Snow Patrol, and they just had this swoop haircut where it was just all the same length all around, but the only difference, the only style was this coif in the front that just swooped it. I'll find a video. There's definitely videos of this out there. And the reason I'm saying that, I saw a video of like a guy that looked like he was transported from 2007, but he was like now, and he was dancing to Promiscuous Girl, and everyone knows that's my song. That is my jam. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely do that. Man. Well, at about that I just realized it's 30 minutes, and we've done it. Show went by fast. This was fun. Once the show grows, I'm going to do 2 30-minute shows a week. I feel like I'm getting close to the point where random people that I don't know, or people that you don't even know, most of my listeners, random groups of friends are going to start finding the show soon. I feel like I'm very close to reaching a next step and crossing through the next threshold. So thank you very much for listening to today's show. Remember to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Franco's World _. Well, that about does her. That about wraps her up. So, with that being said, in the meantime, you just keep taking care of yourself and keep all those questions coming because I read all of them whenever I do. And thank you very much. I will see you when I see you, and I hope you have a great day.